Skarner going to have a lot of prio there. Top side, we'll see how Clear plays this one out into Kingan's Gwen. We have seen Kingan have some, I don't know, I feel like shield now as well.
Ooh, he might get eaten though. As Gideon looking to come in here as there is the flash. It's the slow, and that's going to be enough. Gideon going to take first blood here on the Xin Zhao, and it's a brilliant start for Nongshim.
Huge win here. That's a new one.
Yeah,
new archetype unlocked.
Very interesting. As the handshake comes through, Lahen's taking a fair bit of damage. There is the flash into the pulverizers. Diablo did not pick up turret aggro, but Gideon's here. Diablo's going to see whether he can kill Jiu, but he's going to miss the hail of arrows, and that is going to be a second one for the Xin Zhao. Dragon started up here by BNK. They're still 1,000 gold down, though. There's 2 early kills here for the Xin Zhao. So scary.
But they're utilizing,
Gideon's going to have so much control.
They're utilizing that lane prio that we talked about in draft really well down here on the bottom side. So Raptor knows this is where they're going to have a big edge. This is where they can push for those big leads. Only 120 gold or so is the lead here for Diablo. The prio got them a dragon, but it didn't stop the grubs from going over as Lahen's is here again.
Yeah, Heba Pulp going to come in as Vikla is just dead once more. That's a killing spree over to the Xin Zhao, and this Yone is not working.
Gideon, man, is back again as Gio is left alone by Lahen, so Diablo is going to be able to pick up more plate gold here as an all-in.
Yeah, throws down the ulti. Does have cleanse up and available as in comes the Realm Warp, but Raptor just gets rid of Calyx immediately, and the Impale is going to lock down the cow. Diablo doesn't get the kill, but Raptor is happy to pick that one up, and BNK, beautiful defensive play for that one. And Raptor just right place, right time, man. Being able to pull Calyx out as well as the optimal target. Maybe a little bit unfortunate as far as Realm Warp positioning is Lahen's. He's pulverizing again. Gideon wanting to make his way over as now there's no equalizer and no hope as Kingan gonna lock that one down, and Lahen's will be able to survive with Insus is kind of crazy here from Diablo.
This is a pretty weird situation, but I guess it's because he went for the PTA. See what else he builds here is Clear's gonna ult this wave.
Yeah.
And still die.
Yeah, he's very, very dead. The equalizer doesn't do very much other than clear out the minions, and chain dying is the Rumble not the case.
So a Ryze that has a 500 gold lead, a Gwen that has a 1,000 gold lead. They both have 5 grubs. Look at Kingan go.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll race for turret. No, I don't think so. I think you lose that race, but at least they're going to look for a second dragon. It's Cloud Soul. So right, it backfired, but you love to see a plan come together like this from Nongshim. Quite unusual draft in terms of how they're utilizing the Zeri pick. But
killing. The handshake does come through, but the wind becomes lightning does, and unfortunately he goes the same side as Gideon, as there is the equalizer. Sorry, not the equalizer, the Impale, as Diablo's over the wall, but so is Kingan. The needlework is good, and where did the Varus go? Clear will turn up, but unfortunately they don't have their AD carry. That is a decent ulti from Vikla though, as Kingan will be taken down, and now Clear gets in amongst it. Raptor's there as well, and it is going to now be a 3v3 as Calyx turns up, and Jiu. And it's another turret that's going to go down on the bottom side. Nongshim are just running them around the map. This macro play is gorgeous as Jiu not going to get caught because he can skate through walls.
Now Nongshim just have so much control they can start this Otacon up. They can look for a turn here.
Clear. It's basically find a teleport angle. Let's see. Because Kellen, if he gets on this with a really good ulti, that could be a whole lot of value. As it's Ruinous Otacon, remember, that's going to go down. It's now BNK looking for it. There is a decent angle on the ulti from Vikla as they lock down Lahen's. There's 2 kills already here for BNK. The knock up onto Gideon is good as Vikla dives on forward. Clear and Diablo are getting low though, and Jiu pops off. The answer is there. It's a Quadra as Calyx, the last man standing.
Quadra, now Calyx will get these plants as well. They got some of the ones earlier.
This is a moment that I think Jiu is very used to in the game, where he gets his certification and is pretty psyched about it, as Clear is going to chase down Calyx. Raptor going to join in as well, as I think the Ryze is just dead. There he goes. No assist going over to Diablo, unfortunately, but there is something back here for BNK. As, all right, we look for a bit of an angle on Vikla's side. Kingan's in so much trouble, actually. Another knock-up, and he's almost just straight up dead.
Yeah, I was actually worried for Vikla initially there, because Zeri has
a really rough start to the game, as we know. So now trying to find some value here.
He's got his Immortal Shield Bow now. See if that helps.
Oh dear, there's a knock-up. They think they've got a bit of a catch here as they deliver Gideon to the team. Not sure about that one as the bailout doesn't quite work, but down goes the Varus. Kellen is barely surviving as Vikla looks for an ulti on a Geo, but doesn't get it. It's a big shield, but not big enough as the ram into the wall under the cow. It's clear he's going to be able to barbecue him, but now the rest of them, they need to get the hell out and the hell out fast.
They are so doomed if they do not get out, and they will. At least two of them survive. Raptor and Kellen. Nongshim are just going to turn this into
the enemy team.
Yeah, it's a tricky Varus angle for sure.
Yeah.
Great in lane, though.
Well, Calyx has found Kellen, who just explodes. And now Wind becomes lightning. There's the extendo beam as well. Decent impale as they do look to try and take down Gideon, but he goes into that circle. In goes Vikla as well, though. And down goes the cow as now Diablo wants to find it. He flashes, but it's not going to be enough to take down Calyx, and they are too far behind, ladies and gentlemen. It's a double kill over to this Rise, and now I think Nongshim can just grab themselves a Baron.
Diablo, man, he's one man against the world in this game. He's trying his best. His positioning is good. His Clear wants to come over here and look for a denied, but he does not have his ultimate. He does not have flash, and he is likely dead.
Yes.
He's very dead. Man, this game is really off the rails here for BNK.
Maybe stop Baron.
They did stop the Baron.
Fail Barrows. Maybe it's a different story. That he didn't.
Yeah, this Rise kind of doing the boom boom.
Okay, well, the Baron is down to 3K as we jump back to live. It's now dead as Kingan's over the wall. I'm not sure about Raptor's positioning in this fight. I think he's just going to die as now Gideon looking to find even more. As Diablo in melee range is certainly something that's going to be difficult to contend with as Kingan over the wall. Vikla looks to try and take him out as Gio, he's going to get another kill at the same time. And look at that health bar. He is extremely happy with the game state right now. It's a triple kill for Calyx. And yeah, BNK, I think they are not going to be in this game for very much longer as there's a nice little knock-up. He's still out ulti, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Gideon was apprehensive, and he should have been.
Yeah.
But I think they'll take the extended back here, the back delay, for Nexus. I think they'll take the trade. I think they're very happy with how this draft played out in game one. Nongshim with a huge win here.
Yep, and Vikla doesn't even go back to his soul. He just goes up to the heavens. As Calyx and Gio have got enough damage to deal with Raptor, although that's a nice impale, and Gio's just dead. So maybe the Nexus will live for a little longer.
However, I guess you could say. But yeah. I really want to talk about Diablo, but I guess we won't get a chance to.
Well, Raptor is trying to get bailed out. Chains of Corruption coming on in there as Diablo headbutt pole, and then he's not able to do auto attacks. Still, there is no follow-up as the Realm Warp does absolutely nothing. And Lahens and Gio are both dead. So Gio died at some point. So did Vikla. No, he was still coming back.
He's going to be able to get it done. But I love that he's like identified himself as the main character, and it's not main character syndrome, it's just the truth.
Yes, he has to. He has to be the one to get it done. I think Vikla has actually had a better closing out of the game thus far as well, but I think really some costly mistakes in the early game were not exactly helping out the BNK win conditions. All right, there's the flash in from Gideon, finds an ulti, but ultimately doesn't really do very much of anything at all as the bailout is actually going to work. Diablo goes golden, but I think he's still dead. There he goes. And BNK, they are going to be able to go out with a bang, but go out they will, as it's Gio to finish off the ace, and Nongshim with their exo.
Fights get so tricky to play out, so maybe that was the thought process, but now you're kind of guaranteed this hole in the top lane and the Nidalee. And although...
Yep, Lahens goes in. Untargetable is Raptor, though, as there's another crash down from Kellen. Nicely done. The bleed's still working. There's the Flash Emperor's Divide, and that is going to deliver them a beautiful heroic charge from Gideon. Seismic Shove goes wide, and Nongshim play out this top lane as some rocks go down in the mid lane, and another Emperor's Divide being looked for and will be found. The flash comes through, but it's still going to slam Vikla in.
But it's so awkward.
Yeah, there's the crash down from Kellen to try and get him out of there, but that's a decent wall. Gideon gets rid of two, though, and then the heroic charge onto Vikla. He puts down some rocks and tries to get rid of them, but Lahens just catches him out, and Calyx grabs another one. Now they're looking to make their way back in as Kellen finds a Magnet Storm. Lahens gets the Solar Flare gorgeously, though. Another heroic charge. Gideon is on an absolute...
Yeah, and I feel like we're just seeing the symptoms of it all over the map.
Like, the trades there we did see were kind of all right for clear, and I think that if they...
procs.
Feats of strength. So that is Nongshim locking it down. Some upgraded shoes now going to be there as the Unstoppable Onslaught is going to bring the Scion to a wall. And Clear doesn't exactly have a huge health bar and then just gets stunned up. Even the Mystic Shot is not going to connect True Shot Barrage, but it's not going to take down the Kai'Sa before she kills the Scion. And Kingin, in the meantime, is in the bottom lane destroying turrets.
2 turrets down here. I'm not sure.
Lens going in, gets the flash. That's an immediate cleanse as the heroic charge doesn't quite do enough. As Diablo then finds an Azir. Lehens also surviving for so incredibly long as Vikla looking for Geo on the backline and does manage to find him. Clear teleported in, Gideon gets another heroic charge. The seismic shoves are just not finding the mark, and it's a double kill for Kingin. BNK are just falling apart in this series as Vikla with no more another crash down here from Kellen. Magnet Storm picks up a couple as now Lehens looks for an angle. The killer instinct is so good as Diablo. Can they protect him? The answer is yes. Lehens gonna go down as well, and the Emperor's Divide just to get rid of a Scion is not the play you want to see. BNK back on the map, and Kingin is in the bottom lane doing exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, Kingin is just going to keep pushing this until Clear shows up. We'll get an extra turret, so gold lead slight.
We almost have the Muraman undone for the Ezreal as well as his Hextech Dragon now being started. BNK were able to get the first strike, which was that cloud to start us off. So it will just be an equalization of dragons if Nongshim were able to get it, and it looks like BNK have no interest in I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it feels like there's an abnormally large amount. As Diablo is going in. This is another engage here as Gideon trying to be the hero, and Clear always finds these angles onto Geo. Raptor looking for it as well. The Magnet Storm, it's just a dog pile, quite literally, on top of this Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Geo is having a bit of a rough mid-game here. Constantly getting caught or just engaging in a little bit too early and dying.
Yeah, well, Emperor's Divide going to throw Raptor underneath the inner turret. He does go untargetable, but I don't know whether it's quite enough. They do take down Lehens. The dog survives, and then Italy is taking another turret. I don't even know whether this is worth for BNK in the end, as Kingin is looking for this 1v1 into Clear as well, or is Clear looking for the 1v1 into Kingin? I'm just not entirely sure, but he is just going to back away after eradicating yet another structure. As now Raptor going untargetable here into Calyx, who doesn't have the ulti and is taking a lot of damage from the doggos. The flash forward, conquering Sands, and down goes the Nefiri.
Yeah, Nefiri had to flash earlier, so Raptor
really
good. Otacon is still being taken in live, so might have to zoom in on that one instead of watching this ensuing fight. It's funny to watch Raptor go fly, but yeah, that is going to be the Otacon taken just for free in live. Not entirely sure what the vision setup was, as they're looking for something onto Lehens.
Done. I mean, Gideon was spotted there, and look at that. The Demolish proc, it's just dead.
He 3-shots the turret.
Yep. As Aurora the Slayer doesn't quite connect, so Kingin's just able to get himself out of there, and then as the push and pull happens, Nongshim are able to move in towards this inner turret as Geo. Oh god, okay, Magnet Storm onto 3. Kellen finds the angle, and now they're looking to try and send them home. Picking up some gold in the meantime as well as Calyx. Oh god, the Mega Cone is gonna not exactly do what Diablo wants it to, and yeah, this Azir is also a bit of a problem as Kingin gonna get knocked up as Clear realizes that, I mean, it's kind of hopeless, isn't it, trying to fight this guy?
There are a few problems, I would say, here on the side of Nongshim that BNK are struggling to solve, and this one may be the biggest of them, as Kingin, he has Sundered Sky, he has his Hullbreaker, he has Res.
Yeah.
Well, he is withdrawn, potentially?
Yeah, the crash down comes in. What are we doing, guys? Are we trying to hold on to just see whether we can buy some time?
They want a pet cat, Atlas!
Well, there's the ulti and a flash that they now have to use as they're just trying to... Oh, maybe they're just waiting for the timer? Just hold him in position, guys. And there it is, the buff is now worn off, and now it's a real kill. Congratulations, guys, an extra 100 gold. Unless they can't, there it goes. Okay, so Vikla is able to lock that one down.
Sorry guys, Caster Chris, said it wasn't gonna...
As Raptor flips over the wall, Lehens dealing with a whole bunch of pets, as there's a nice little knock-up. Weaver's Wall just going to break off the rest of this fight. Lehens trying to get himself out of there. The crashdown doesn't quite work, but there goes the Leona to start this one off. Gideon getting rid of the Scion so they don't follow up with anything more, and Kingin did have teleport, but he wasn't alive.
Nope. 2 kills, let's see if they can get more.
All right, Raptor going for even more here as the Emperor's Divide now on cooldown. Diablo, they just need to protect him. Another Magnet Storm comes in as there's a beautiful flick. Gideon in trouble though, and down goes Kingin. Sorry, not Kingin, Kellen, the other one with a K. As True Shot Barrage, ooh, looking for the snipe, doesn't quite get it onto Geo, who is very, very low.
Very low, didn't have barrier, but had the locket as well as his killer instinct to survive that last exchange. He's super low now, and they're trying to turn around.
Yeah, Clear really doesn't want to use his ultimate defensively as Gideon taking a lot of damage. And there he goes, and there he goes down as the Zombie Scion actually going to be helping out here for a few moments. Calyx goes golden, and Clear will find a few autos. Geo just still trying to be used.
BNK whatsoever.
Oh, look at Diablo, just immediately Arcane shifts forward. That's what we want to see out of this young man, as Gio's in trouble yet again. Raptor managing to pick up the kill pretty comfortably, and that was not the keeper's verdict that Gideon was looking for. Still he's able to run, but is it actually going to get him to safety, as Raptor is going to chase him down and say nope, it is absolutely not. As now Clear looking to turn it. Another seismic shove, and Diablo's over the wall. Lahen's in trouble. He does have the Eclipse, but it is not enough to keep him alive. Calyx finds 3 with the ulti, but there's no follow-up. Does he need it though? That's the question. He takes down the damage. Shattering strike from Kellen, and Raptor is running away, and I don't think Kellen's going to be as lucky. Why is every fight like
15 seconds on Diablo? So many super minions though in the base. I just don't see it.
Yeah, and Kingen just does so much damage to these structures as Raptor looks to go untargetable. Clear is going to turn up, and that is going to mean the Nongshim have to vacate the area. So it costs them, yeah, 1 inhibitor turret. Sorry, Nexus turret as Calyx. Okay, now Nongshim look for the Baron. Okay, and that should be the big winner.
I think that they could have just done this off of the outset, done a reset and come over there, but they decided to try to end the game. They did not get the mid inhibitor, by the way, so that one actually stays alive because they walked through it to try to end. So that's actually huge for BNK. I don't think they can deny this Baron in any world, though. They're just going to try to push out this mid wave preemptively to keep this inhibitor alive. Although,
the Baron's just taken.
Yeah, they thought about maybe going over there, but it's a little bit too slow. And take this Dragon, and Nongshim are considering contesting it, but don't actually push anywhere. This Baron may not be real. As
down towards the bottom side. Yeah, Vikler on a flank angle as well, looking for a wall, wants to set it up. As Diablo able to move out of the way of the Solar Flare. Only 1 Nexus turret between Nongshim and the first 2-0 victory over BNK of the season. And Gio's in the top lane, trying to make that one happen. Raptor really needs to get in here and start something, and they are going to do so. Out comes the Scion as well, and Calyx is the target, but he's able to, never mind! He's shut down, Diablo gets on top of him, Lahen's also to be taken out here, and Raptor is able to follow up onto Gio. I don't know whether he's going to survive this as Kingen flashes after him. Diablo, you need to hit those! You need to hit those Mystic shots! As Kingen now going to try and take them on a merry goose chase here, and I don't know whether this is going to change the outcome of the game, nor is that True Shot Barrage going to be able to take down Kingen, but Roar the Slayer might be able to slow him down, and Diablo able to get in there and finish him off. So BNK still dealing with the base. Thankfully, these Nexus turrets do respawn.
Looks like that second one is going to...
A bit of a battle over a blue buff as the Solar Flare is going to split the Red Sea as Lahen's goes in one more time. Gideon out again as Gio. We said he didn't have the damage. That looked like a lot of damage. Only onto the Rel though, and he might actually have to trade his life for it as he opts into a 1v1 versus Diablo. Now Calyx is just throwing them all away. Lahen's, can you survive? The answer is absolutely yes, as Diablo gets himself over the wall, but the rest of his teammates are all dead, ladies and gentlemen. And Gideon slams the Ezreal into the wall, and now it's a Scion against the world. And I'm having a hard time working out how the Scion lives in those odds. As now Kingen dashing on top of him. These inhibitors still dead for quite some time, and the Scion is just going to be relegated to his fountain. The Nexus goes down, and Nongshim are going to be the first team to 2-0 BNK here.